Wait, did we film this already? Have you slept? Is this the one before the holidays? Right, we're gonna wait, there's one more? Oh, I forgot. Don't worry about it. We're not making Christmas lists. We're asking for Gatorade this year. Just this is as real as you're gonna get for asking for holiday presents. Just Gatorade for Christmas. You don't need anything else. Steve Weiner here from GetRubix.com, and today we're going to show you a cool trick you can do with Chocolatey to install applications without ever making additional packages ever again. So pretty cool. Chilling with Gatorade. That's what we're doing this holiday, street level. Okay, so I will tell you, this episode took a full day to work on because I hit a weird snag after I did the first part and got to when I finished the scripts and I went to package all this in Intune, I discovered some real finicky things that Intune doesn't like with this, which is probably why you don't see more of these type of scripts being deployed through an Intune package. So hopefully this might help you in general, like, you know, kind of crack what's going on here. But yeah, really annoying. So but that's okay. The more annoying something is, the happier I am to kind of take everyone through it, which is cool. All right, so you know, previously we packaged applications. Here, I'll show you. We used Chocolatey to package applications where we basically make a package and we would do, let's see, is Notepad++ one of them? I think so. We would write an install script and an uninstall script, and in the script it would just call Notepad++, or the name of the app. But this means you have to, not that it's a big deal, but you have to make a package every time. So what we're going to do is we are going to make one Chocolatey package that will work off of a variable and pass that variable in through Intune, so we could just make it whatever we want. So then you could just reference, what was I looking at here? You could just reference Chocolatey for, you just use the same package for any of these apps. So we're going to go through it. I'm going to show you how it works. And then we're going to get it going in Intune. So let's go ahead and make this folder. So let's do a new folder. I'm going to call it Choco V2. I'm going to put two scripts inside. We're going to do Choco install.ps1. And of course, Choco uninstall. And while I'm setting this up, I just want to say a huge shout out to everyone. You know, we did hit 100 members in Discord. It's been a great community. The feedback's been awesome. So I appreciate all of you in there. I've also gotten some comments here. Let's open this in VS Code. Okay. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do here, let me lay out the script. We're gonna create our parameters, parameters for app name, make start logging. We're gonna check if Chocolatey is installed, and check for app and install. Okay, so parameters in PowerShell is pretty straightforward. It's essentially like there's the param command, and in the parentheses you're setting the parameter itself, and whether it's mandatory or not. And in this case, it is mandatory. So we're going to set that to true. And then we're going to set the position. You probably don't need this if you don't have multiple, but I'm going to set it anyway. And you basically declare what type of value it's looking for. In our case, it's a string. All right. And the name of the variable. So it'll be the app, pretty much, I'm looking for. All right, so let's set up a local log file, and this will be the same as we always do in our scripts. I got a great comment the other day from a YouTube video where someone basically said they appreciate that we're not copying and pasting and we type through everything. And I mean, I always appreciate comments, but that's how I learned, right? I remember taking early classes online, whether it was like JavaScript or HTML, and I remember the most engaging instructors would like type through stuff and make mistakes and have to like take a second to read their work. And I think we could just relate to it more, right? Because nobody's a coding machine and no one's perfect. I mean, I'm certainly not. And it just helps to see how people actually go through the process, right? That's why like I leave a lot of mistakes in and stuff. So yeah, hopefully that helps. And obviously, if you know like this part, right, where we're just we're basically creating our log path, and we've done this every time, but it helps to see. So like we're setting our log path to C program data Microsoft Intune apps, and I'm calling the folder the name of the app. If it's not there, I'm making it. And then I'm just going to start my transcript there. Path. So it's log path. And then the name will be app name underscore install.log. Okay. And that can be verbose. Cool. So yeah, now we have the log set up. So you can see to run this script, it is going to need a variable from us, which will be that app. So we got that, we got the log, checking if Chocolatey is installed. We did this recently with our proactive remediation. I'm going to go through it again because I just said that's what we'll do. Obviously, you can copy and paste this from there if you like. But what I'm doing is I'm setting the path for Chocolatey. So if Chocolatey was installed, right, it sits in C program data Chocolatey. So we are going to write host, checking if... I'll capitalize that, I guess. If Chocolatey is installed on, and we could put in the computer name variable. It looks more official. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll say if test path Choco. So if it's not there, and that's what the exclamation point means. It's like shorthand for if not. So if it does not exist, we're going to say Chocolatey not found, installing now. And we're going to put that in a try catch so we can get any errors. I've been trying to be better about that. That's been a thing with me. You know, error handling is super important, especially the more complex the scripts become. Just makes it easier to see what's going on. So we're going to try to install Chocolatey, and installing Chocolatey, done this a lot. So this is invoke expression. It's basically the native command for downloading something. System web, I messed up. System net dot web client. And it arguably would be, especially for new stuff, it would be a lot easier if I did just copy and paste. But I do this even not making these because I try to get more comfortable with different PowerShell scripts. So I find the more I type stuff out and can recognize errors and fix them, I hopefully get more proficient. This is like too wide here. Okay. Invoke expression, new object system webnet client, and the download string is that. Okay, so that is how we install Chocolatey in there. And then we will write host. We'll say Chocolatey was successfully installed. Okay, if not, we're gonna capture the output and say write host error installing Chocolatey, and then we'll just pipe that out. Great. And then of course, if it's there, we can say write host Chocolatey is installed. Okay. And then we just won't install Chocolatey, right? Okay. Next thing we have to do is see if the app we want to install exists. So let's say we're checking if Firefox is there, right? So the way it would work here, I'm going to show you here. Let's open PowerShell. So Chocolatey has this Choco list feature. And obviously there's a ton of stuff in here. This is all your packages that are installed. So what you could do is you could do Choco list pipe select string, and I can say Firefox. Oh, I put Firefo. It'd still work though. It's doing a match. So select string Firefox, and it's going to pull out what I'm looking for. So that's how I know it's there, right? If something is not there, so for example, let's say Google Chrome. Yeah, then nothing comes back. So we can use this Choco command, right, to check if the app is already there. So we're going to say check for app and install. So we're going to say write hosts, checking if app is installed on, and again, I'm going to put the computer name to be real professional. And we will say the installed value is equal to Choco list select string. We could just pass the app through. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll say if installed is equal to null. All right, so if nothing comes back, then we're going to install the app. Okay, else we're going to say it's already installed. So else, so if nothing comes back, we say write host app was not found, installing now. Otherwise, we say write host app is already installed. Okay. And then we can stop the transcript. Well, not before finishing the script. Okay, so if it's not there, we have to install it. So we're going to say, we're going to do another try catch block. Try catch. Nope. Okay, so we're going to say start process. Now, you could technically just do Choco install app Y. That's literally all you would have to do. The problem is Intune and PowerShell can be really, really weird sometimes. So I like to be overly proper and tell it exactly what's going on here. So I'm going to say the path is Choco and the executable is choco.exe. And I'm going to pass this argument list and say install app. Same thing we did in our remediation script. Okay. And then we will say write host app was successfully installed. And we're just going to do the same thing we did before for the error. Catch the output. And we say write host error installing whatever the app is. And we put the message out. Great. That's it. Okay, so that's going to install the app for us. Now, as far as the uninstall goes, this we are going to copy a good part of. I'm not going to retype everything because a lot of it's the same thing, right? So we are going to take the first part with the logging, and we are going to paste that in. I am going to change this to uninstall log. So we have uninstall log. Now we don't need to run. You really shouldn't need to install Chocolatey again. You could put this here because it's just going to check for it. But you don't have to. I'm just going to declare the path. So it knows where Choco is. right? We don't have to check again because we were not going to uninstall something that wasn't installed with Chocolatey, and Chocolatey would have to be there. So it's a little, you don't need it there. We're just going to check for the app and uninstall it. So it's going to be the inverse of the, basically check for app and uninstall is what we're going to do. And uninstall, and basically just flip this if it's not equal to null. So if the installed, if we check for the app and it comes back with something, we're just going to say was found, uninstalling. Now you see what we're doing? We're just literally flipping everything. We're changing install to uninstall because that's the command. Uninstall. Error, uninstalling app. And then for our else, we could just say if for some reason it's not there, even though we were going to try to install it, so we could say app was not detected. Okay, that's it. That's it. All right, make sure we save all of these. Okay. All right, so what's this going to look like in Intune, and how does it work, right? So first thing we're going to do is, let me close these. We're going to package these. So I'm going to go to my Win32 folder. I'm going to take the directory we just made and throw it in here. Choco v2. Great. I'm going to go back to our PowerShell window, and I'm going to call our packaging tool Microsoft content prep tool, Intune, Win32 Choco v2. Okay, our setup file is choco install.ps1, and our output is going to be the same exact place because that's what we want to do. And now we have a Win32 that we can repeat and reuse over and over again. So let's talk about this. So I'm going to go to my apps, and I'm going to go to my Windows apps, and I'm going to add an app. Let's say we want to do Zoom, right? It's a pretty basic app we all package. So all I have to do, it doesn't matter what the app is going to be. I am going to move over to my Win32 packages, go to Choco v2, and select that install with. Now I just fill out the details of what I want it to be. That's what Chocolatey is great for. So let's go look up Zoom. All right, so I'm going to click on this. We can get all our information right from here. So this is super helpful, especially if you want your company portal looking professional. It's a great place to do it. So I can save the image for my app. I might have already done it. Yep, I already have the Zoom icon saved. But you can save the image right from here. You get the full name, Zoom client meetings. Okay. So let's go ahead and put that in name. Description, that's my favorite part. I'm going to take about half this. I don't need the whole life story, but look at this. Super professional. Yep. Super professional description. So we can edit description and throw that in. Great. Publisher name, Zoom Video Communications Inc. Very professional. And the version 5.1. There you go. Look at that. You're not going to get more legit than this. This is amazing. And then we're going to grab that icon. Gallery. Look at that. Look at that. All right. So how does it know we want to install Zoom? All right. So this is the part we have to. This took a while to figure out because this is a pain. So I will tell you, originally in the script, let me share. So originally I had iterations where we put the check for if it's 64-bit and relaunch. That was right after parameters. And I was trying to call that. That seemed to not like being with parameters in the script from Intune, whatever reason. But we do have to make sure it's 64-bit. So here's what ultimately ended up working. So I'm going to blow this up. This gave me a lot of pain. So we are going to do windir. We're going to call sysnative Windows PowerShell v1.0 PowerShell. Yep, PowerShell.exe. All right, so this basically ensures we're calling 64-bit PowerShell without having to have the command inside the PowerShell script itself. So it's pretty helpful. Just as always, we're going to call our execution policy bypass, and then we're going to specify file, and we're going to call the Choco install. Again, none of this is too weird. Then we're going to add our app parameter. So if you remember, that's the required parameter. It's called app, and we use it throughout the entire thing. So we have to call it here in Intune. So it's going to be app, and then all you have to do, as long as there's no spaces, is just specify the package name. So in this case, it is just Zoom. It doesn't get easier than that. And that's it. And I'm going to copy that and put it in the uninstall. And you guessed it, all we're going to do here is change that to uninstall. And now you have your install and uninstall lines. Installation time should not be more than 10-15 minutes. We'll do 15 just to be safe. Yeah, that's and the thing I'm trying to show you here is we can replace Zoom with any app we want to install, and now it just becomes dynamic. So it's really cool. Let's go ahead and set our normal detection rules, requirements. Sorry, next we'll do detection. What do we use for detection? You have two options here. You can do whatever you want. I could use a reference machine and figure out where Zoom installs and put the full path. If you, in the spirit of making these dynamic and efficient, as long as you trust the process, we can literally use the install log for it if you want. Now there are occasions where if it does fail, of course, this log is not going to, it's not going to help you. But it is an option. So I'm going to use that for now. You can do whatever you want, right? So I'm going to do my log path, which is C program data, Microsoft Intune apps, name of app, and then app_install.log. I suppose you could write something down here if it installs, like under here we could put an install.txt or some kind of success thing. You have options, right? That part's not really important. You can do whatever you like there. Or you can just put the rule of wherever Zoom installs. So I'm going to do program data, Microsoft Intune apps, Zoom install.log, file or folder exists. And I'm going to make this available to all my users. It should upload very quickly because there's barely anything in there. Let's do one more just to, again, kind of hit home the dynamic nature of this. So let's do, I don't know, like Python or something. I'm going to use the same Intunewin. Again, I'm done packaging. And I want to do, let's say Python. Okay, great. So we're going to go to the page, get all our information. Great. I'm actually going to save the image. So save the image. Okay. So it's going to be Python 3121. So we're going to say Python. The version is 3121. Let's grab that description. Okay. What was it? Python Software Foundation is the auth publisher. So there you go. It's looking real professional. Select that image. Gallery. That's beautiful. All right. Now we're just going to put our command again. Windir, sysnative, Windows, PowerShell, v1.0, PowerShell.exe, execution policy bypass, file, Choco install.ps1, app, Python. I'm going to paste it, change the install to uninstall. There we go. Make that 15. I'm going to do the same thing with my detection rule. I'm just going to use the log file. RAM data, Microsoft, Intune Apps, Python. And again, I know what it's going to be because it's just a variable, Python _ install.log. There we go. Let's make this available to our users. All right. I also went ahead and did malware bytes. I did VLC. So I did quite a few in here. So why don't we go through now and look at a client machine and see what the experience looks like. All right. So here we are on a client machine. I'm going to click on, I just did malware bytes. I'm going to click on Zoom. So look at this, super professional. It's got the versioning and everything. I'm going to hit install. I'm going to wait for that to come down. There we go. And it's a little bit faster because it's only pulling down the script from Intune. It still has to go out to Chocolatey and grab the bits there. But it's not pulling it all down from Intune. So you generally will find it's a little bit quicker. I think it's already there. Yeah. We just have to wait for our detection rule to kick in. Yep. Installed successfully. Okay. I'm going to hop over to another machine to show you. I did malware bytes with the same package. And just to show you the experience is the same, right? This is from the same Intunewin, but because we're just switching the name of the Chocolatey package in the script, we're getting another app, right? So this is great because from an Intune perspective, and the reason we do it this way is you could still manage the app separately, right? You could have different packages. You could see how they're deployed from Intune, but the reality is it's the same package, just different install lines. So, super helpful, especially for a lot of these, what we'll call bread and butter apps. There's malware bytes, right? And part of the reason we still want to do it this way is because I have separate packages that I can click on and monitor, so I could see how many users have Zoom client for meetings. Well, once this checks in, or malware bytes, right? I could still manage them separately, so you could see that. But I'm done packaging if I'm going to deploy Chocolatey apps. So really good all around in terms of admin and user experience. You saw it was a very quick install on both fronts. All right, I'm going to make the code available in my GitHub today so you can play with this. There have been iterations of this going around, things that are similar. The problem is whether Intune's gone through changes or Windows, there's not a lot of clear information about doing the install command in Intune. And that's the part that I was struggling with to try to get the syntax right. But we got it finally, just specifying the full path there in the beginning. And now you can make that one package and, just go deploy Chocolatey apps. Jump into the Discord. Let me know how that's working for you. And we're going to see you one more time before the holidays with a very, very special guest. Take care.